Hello, my friends. It's Harold. There's a question many men our age quietly ask themselves every morning. You look in the mirror, and you wonder, who is that man in there? The fire that once made you who you are, that burning desire to take on the world, where is it now? It hasn't just gone out of your mind. You feel it in your cold feet when you first wake up. You feel it in a vague heaviness in your chest that you try to ignore. And then, you feel it in the most private of places. The silence down there. It's more than just a disappointment. It's a cold reminder that something has been lost. A connection has been broken. The silence in the bedroom is just an echo of the silence inside your arteries. And today, I am here to tell you a truth that I had to pay for with a heart attack to learn. The indifference in the bedroom and the risk of a stroke in the emergency room are not two separate problems. They are two symptoms of the same enemy. This is the link between erectile dysfunction and heart disease, one of the earliest heart attack warning signs that 99% of us men ignore out of shame, or because we simply do not know. If you understand the feeling I'm talking about, that sense of a silent struggle, please type the number 1 in the comments for me. Just so I know I'm not alone. But what saved me was not a miracle. It was a map. A map that showed me how to improve blood circulation, starting with the simplest things, the things we do every single day. And the first domino in that journey turned out to be a green food you see at the market every day, but whose true power to naturally increase nitric oxide you've never known. But here is what's crucial, that green food is only the key you put in the lock. How you combine it with 4 other allies in your breakfast is what turns that key, opening the door wide, bringing a powerful flow not just to that place, but straight to your heart. Stay with me. Because this isn't just a story about the health of men over 60. This is a story about taking back yourself, taking back the fire you thought was gone, one breakfast at a time. And I promise you, what you're about to hear will completely change the way you look at your plate every morning. After hearing the story of the Canary, I sat silently in that hospital room for a long time. My mind was spinning with one word: why? Why could I, a man who always thought he lived a fairly healthy life, end up here? I realized something fundamental: you can't restore a garden just by pulling a few weeds. You can't heal a dying tree just by trimming a few withered leaves. You have to go back to the roots. You have to restore the soil itself. And the soil of our bodies, the very ground that determines whether everything that grows from it is healthy or diseased, is what we put into it. But the real question was, when is the best time to restore that soil? The cardiologist looked at me and said something that, I would later learn, was not just his personal opinion. It was the culmination of decades of research in a field called chrononutrition, the science of eating in sync with our biological rhythms. He said, "Mr. Harold, your greatest enemy and your most powerful ally both show up at the same time, in the first meal of the day. Isn't that astonishing? For 40 years, my breakfast was a slice of toast with jam and a cup of sweet coffee. I thought of it as a small morning reward. A harmless habit, a familiar comfort. But the doctor showed me the hard truths. He showed me studies published in prestigious medical journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. These studies demonstrated that breakfasts high in refined carbohydrates, my white bread, my sugary cereals, my muffins, create a massive blood sugar spike. This spike doesn't just make you tired mid-morning. It triggers an inflammatory cascade throughout the body. Imagine our nitric oxide workers trying to clean the pipes, and this storm hits, washing them all away. It damages the endothelium, the delicate lining of our arteries, which is the very factory that produces nitric oxide. A study in the American Heart Association's journal, Circulation Research, even called this low-grade chronic inflammation the silent killer, the foundation of atherosclerosis. I had been watering my soil with poison every single day, without a clue. Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. What is your typical breakfast? Just one word. Toast, oatmeal, cereal, or just coffee. Leave one word in the comments. I truly want to know where we are all starting from, together. But, right here, in the darkest part of the truth, is where the light of hope shines through. The doctor introduced me to the work of Dr. Louis Ignarro, who won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1998 for his discoveries concerning nitric oxide as a signaling molecule in the cardiovascular system. Dr. Ignarro calls nitric oxide the miracle molecule. And he emphasizes that our bodies have an incredible capacity to produce this molecule ourselves, if we provide the right raw materials. And here is the key. The timing of when you provide those materials matters more than anything. Imagine your body after an 8-hour fast overnight. It's like a dry sponge, empty and ready to absorb. Studies in chronobiology have shown that in the morning, our cell's sensitivity to insulin is at its highest. The body's ability to absorb and metabolize nutrients is also at its peak. This is our golden opportunity. This is the window of time when we can send the good seeds, the soil-restoring nutrients, straight into the deepest parts of our bodies. This is when we can supply the nitrates, the polyphenol, the healthy fats, the very bricks to rebuild our nitric oxide factory. We don't need complicated changes. We don't need miserable diets. We just need to follow the scientific blueprint that has already been drawn, to leverage the morning window to improve blood circulation in the most intelligent and effective way possible. And in the next section, the most important part of this video, I won't just be talking. I will give you that blueprint for renewal. I will show you the exact 5 seeds, the 5 foods, whose effectiveness is not just passed down through word of mouth, but has been proven in laboratories and clinical studies around the world. Together, we will learn to plant the first seeds on a foundation of science and hope. Please, continue this journey with me. If my life were a garden, then the day I left the hospital was the first day I truly picked up a shovel to restore it. I was no longer a passive observer. I had become a gardener. And the cardiologist didn't just give me hope, he gave me the first seeds. He called this the 5-seed blueprint. 5 foods that, when planted correctly in the morning soil, would create a revolution from within. Today, I will share this entire blueprint with you, without holding back a single detail. Seed number 1, spinach, the silent road opener. The first seed, and the foundation of it all, is something incredibly humble, spinach. I remember the first time my wife placed a dark green smoothie in front of me. I looked at her as if she had just handed me a cup of poison. I, a man who had been accustomed to meat and potatoes his whole life, was now supposed to drink this? But her eyes were firm. She said, "Harold, this is the first brick. Start building." And so I drank it. It didn't taste as bad as I imagined. But what astonished me happened about an hour later. A feeling of warmth spread through my body, a clarity that didn't require coffee. For the first time in years, I felt that energy wasn't something I had to force, but something that was naturally rising from within. Why? The doctor explained it to me. Spinach is one of the richest sources of dietary nitrates on the planet. When they enter your body, these nitrates are converted into our hero, nitric oxide. It is the very signal that commands the smooth muscles in your artery walls to relax, to widen. A remarkable study in the British Journal of Nutrition showed that participants who ate nitrate-rich foods like spinach experienced significant improvements in blood vessel function and blood pressure within just a few hours. A few hours. That means, with just a handful of spinach in your breakfast, you are sending out a powerful road-opening crew, clearing and widening the smallest alleys in your circulatory system. It isn't a pill. It's fuel. It's a reminder that our bodies have an extraordinary capacity for self-healing if we just give them the right tools. Seed number 2, Greek yogurt and berries, the anti-inflammation riot police. If spinach is the road-opening crew, they need to be protected from vandals. And the biggest vandal, as we've learned, is chronic inflammation. This is where the second seed comes in, a bowl of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, served with a handful of berries like blueberries or strawberries. I used to think yogurt was just for women. But I was mistaken. The doctor showed me that our gut is like a city. When it's peaceful, everything runs smoothly. But when it's attacked by sugar and processed foods, it creates a riot, which is inflammation. This riot doesn't just stay in the gut, it spreads throughout the body via the bloodstream, damaging blood vessels and weakening nitric oxide. Greek yogurt, with its billions of live probiotics, is like an elite police squad sent in to quell the riot. They restore order, calming the storm of inflammation. And when the gut is at peace, your body can focus on producing and utilizing nitric oxide more effectively. But this police squad needs allies. Those are the berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, they aren't just delicious. They contain a special weapon called anthocyanins, the antioxidants that give them their vibrant colors. Scientists at Harvard University conducted a massive study on tens of thousands of people and found that those who ate the most anthocyanin-rich foods had a significantly lower risk of high blood pressure and cardiovascular problems. Why? Because anthocyanins act as personal bodyguards for the nitric oxide molecule. They protect it from being destroyed too quickly by free radicals, helping its effects last longer. The combination is perfect. The yogurt calms the storm, and the berries protect what remains. Together, they create an ideal environment for the crew from the Spinach to do their best work. Seed number 3, Avocado, the master plumber. Now that we have the road opening crew and the protective police squad, we need to repair the roads themselves. Years of being attacked by sugar and inflammation have made our arteries hard and brittle, like old plastic pipes left in the sun for too long. And this is where the third seed, a master plumber, comes in, the avocado. My wife was the one who introduced me to avocados. At first, I complained about their price. But she just said one thing, "Harold, the cost of an avocado is much cheaper than the cost of heart surgery." And she was right. Avocados are filled with two golden nutrients for cardiovascular health, monounsaturated fats and potassium. Monounsaturated fats, the good kind found in olive oil, help lower bad cholesterol, LDL, and raise good cholesterol, HDL. It's like a special lubricant that makes the artery walls soft, elastic, and flexible again. And potassium? Most of us are deficient in it. This mineral works in opposition to sodium, salt. While salt retains water and raises blood pressure, potassium helps the body excrete excess sodium and relaxes the blood vessel walls. The American Heart Association consistently emphasizes the importance of potassium in controlling blood pressure. Half an avocado in the morning, whether with eggs or in a smoothie, doesn't just provide sustained energy. It is quietly performing a major overhaul on the entire 1,000-mile plumbing system inside you. Seed number 4, dark chocolate, the unexpected gift from above. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Harold, are you serious? Chocolate? Yes, I am completely serious. But listen carefully. I'm not talking about the sugar-loaded milk chocolate bars at the checkout counter. I'm talking about the fourth seed, dark chocolate, with a cacao content of 70% or higher. This is my morning reward. Just one small square, sometimes two. Its slightly bitter taste is a reminder that the best things in life are often not overly sweet. The doctor showed me a meta-analysis from the Cochrane Library, a highly respected independent medical organization. They reviewed dozens of studies and concluded that the flavonols in cocoa can significantly improve short-term blood vessel function. Flavonols act as a catalyst. They not only promote the production of nitric oxide themselves, but they also make existing nitric oxide work more efficiently. It's like upgrading the engines for your crew of workers, helping them work faster and stronger. This is proof that taking care of your health doesn't have to be a miserable sacrifice. It can be a small pleasure, a moment of indulgence each day, as long as you choose wisely. Of the 4 seeds I've just shared, was there one that surprised you the most? Spinach, yogurt, avocado, or chocolate? Let me know with a number from 1 to 4. I'm very curious about this. But the story isn't over. These 4 seeds are powerful. But there is one final seed, the fifth seed, that acts as a conductor, connecting them all and creating a perfect symphony. And that is the key to turning a temporary change into a permanent one. Let's discover this final seed together. We have the road opening crew from Spinach. We have the Riot police from yogurt and berries. We have the master plumber from Avocado. And we even have a rewarding treat from dark chocolate. That is already a powerful army. But any army needs a king, a commander to unify them all, to turn individual efforts into a grand strategy. And the fifth seed, the final seed in my blueprint, is that very king, pure pomegranate juice. For thousands of years, Persian kings regarded the pomegranate as a symbol of strength and rebirth. They were right, they just didn't know why. Today, science has given us the answer. Pomegranates contain a complex of incredibly powerful antioxidants called polyphenol, especially punicalagins. Researchers at the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH, have published documents showing that these compounds have a phenomenal ability to protect the nitric oxide molecule from being destroyed. If the anthocyanins in berries are bodyguards, then the punicalagins in pomegranates are an impenetrable fortress. But that's not all. Pomegranate juice doesn't just protect. It amplifies. It acts as a master catalyst, helping the body absorb and utilize the nutrients from the other four foods more effectively. It ensures that your army of workers, police, and plumbers isn't just working, but working together in perfect rhythm. That is the power of synergy. Where 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, but 5, or even 10. Just a small glass of pure pomegranate juice in the morning, with no added sugar. That is the final command for the entire symphony to begin. And that, my friends, is the entire blueprint. Spinach, yogurt and berries, avocado, dark chocolate, and pomegranate juice. It is not a complicated formula. It is not a miracle cure. It is a return. A return to the way our bodies were designed to function. I began this journey with an overwhelming fear in a hospital room. But today, I stand here, not as a patient, but as a gardener. My mornings no longer begin with a feeling of heaviness. They begin with a green smoothie, a bowl of yogurt, and a profound sense of gratitude. The warmth has returned to my feet. My breath is longer when I play with my grandchild. And my garden, it is once again full of flowers. And yes, the silence in the bedroom has been replaced by conversation, by laughter, and by a connection I once thought was lost forever. But the most precious thing this blueprint has given me isn't what I can feel. It's what I no longer have to fear. Every night when I lie down to sleep, I no longer worry about that invisible vice. I feel a sense of peace. A peace that comes from knowing I am doing the right thing. That I am giving my body a fighting chance. That I am personally writing the next chapters of my own life. My journey began with a moment near death. But yours doesn't have to. You can start tomorrow. You don't have to do it all at once. Pick one thing. Just one. Spinach, for example. Add it to your breakfast for 1 week, and listen to your body. It will speak to you. If this video has touched you, if it has lit even the smallest spark of hope, I only ask for one thing. Please, press the like button. Not for me, but so that YouTube's algorithm can bring this message to more men, others who may also be fighting a silent battle just like us. And if you feel ready to begin, please leave a simple comment, I am ready. So that you, and all of us here, know that you have decided to become the gardener of your own life. This is not a goodbye. This is a hello to a new beginning. Thank you for listening to an old man like me. Take care of yourself, and believe in your extraordinary ability to heal.